Hi, good morning. I'm Julie Villeneuve, and today, basically, I am here to talk to you about burnout. I want to connect with you and tell you who am I exactly. I'm a coach. I'm a career and life coach, and I'm certified by the International Coach Federation. I'm a problem solver. I'm a mom. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and she's funny and smart and awesome. I'm total trigger. Actually, I'm an environmental engineer. I'm a licensed environmental engineer and worked in this field for 20 years, also as project manager. I'm a highly sensitive person, which means that I really connect with people. I'm a French soul. That's my accent. Gardener, my happy time or when I get stressed out. I'm an introvert, which means during party, you're going to find me in the back room quiet with the books. And I'm a horse lover, which means that I also do coaching with horses because they're so grounded and they teach us. So I'm going to try to give you as many tips today so you can apply it. And in order to do that, it's going to take some time. So I'm going to use the full hour. So you're welcome to just stay a little bit longer if we go out. And if you cannot do that, I am actually willing to put my email right there, and if you want the slide afterwards, you're welcome to shoot me an email. I'll send you that. I will also not be able to do the question because one, we're taking a lot of time today. Two, a lot of time burnout is very personal. It's kind of taboo and people are not going to want to share so much on the chat online. So, I'm committed to answering all your emails and questions by the end of next week, which should be the 30th. So I am so happy. I'm so happy to be here, with you because you're my crowd. It's kind of like a crossroad between my two careers, like passionate, smart, determined, multitasker, detail-oriented women as an environmental engineer and, like a coach specialized in helping women to like shine from the inside out. It's like I'm where I should be today. So first, before we go in all of that, I want to acknowledge you. And I want to acknowledge you because you've been through more over a year, a pandemic. And it may seem like, well, everybody's gonna be, through it. Okay. But that doesn't undermine everything you've been going through. It was a huge year. It was so much that we have now a lot of people getting burnout. So I want to acknowledge you, but I want also you to acknowledge yourself, to just take like 30 seconds or a minute right there. And can you tell me, what have you been through this year that took the most out of you? So was it the fact that it just come on like a lot and we had no idea how long it was going to stay? We had no vaccine. Was it the fact that, then you get like 2 full job when the kids come home and then you have to teach with them and do your full job? Yes, racism was there too. That was not just a year of pandemic. Overworking, exactly. And then the social isolation. Thank you, Tracy. The family dynamic. Do you know how many divorces are going on right now? A lot of them. The mental health challenge for the kids, exactly. And not being able to see your family, doing this Thanksgiving, by yourself when usually it's like a big family gathering. So you've been through all of that this year. And still, usually when we say like we have a bad year, like it's really a tough year because you lost a close one, or, there was a divorce, or you moved, or you changed job. Well, it's kind of like a tiger, like stress-wise, a tiger in the room. Well, this year you got 4 or 5 tiger roaming in your house. And at the same time, you had to keep this sense of normalcy, like keeping your job. Yeah, we lost also so many loved ones. So I want to acknowledge you for that. Because it was also, a year of election and hate crime and instability. And it just piled up, and it's still piling up. We're seeing a little bit because we have like a vaccine, but it was huge. It is huge. And what the consequence of that is, like, I'm putting a few number here for you, was that basically 1 working woman on 3 is burned out right now. The consequence of that is, like, in terms of equality, like women equality in the workplace, etc. We are losing a half decade at least. And the burden it gonna really carry a lot by the women. Like mother to father here, 5% difference. Senior women, level women to men, 10% difference. So we did a little survey because before you entered, when you register for this workshop, and here's what we found out, is that actually 3 on 4 women who registered for today's workshop is going through burnout. So look at your team. If you have 4 women, like 3 of them, 3 of your colleagues are going through that. So if we want to address that, first we need to be knowledgeable of what it is. And that's like my project manager hat coming on, and like, okay, we need to figure out where we are. Well, in order to know where we are, we need to figure out what burnout is. And we kind of know it, but sometimes, the best is to start with what it's not. Okay, and so when I hear companies saying, oh, we gave 1 week of vacation to our employees so that, they would not be burnout. Well, guess what? It doesn't work. It doesn't work this way, because burnout is like a chronic fatigue. So it's not something that you're getting because you just had a tough 2 weeks and then you can get out with like a 2 weeks vacation. It doesn't work this way. It's not something that you can like just shake it off. It's a mood, and it's definitely not a sign of weakness. Actually, what is interesting is to look at who is prone to burnout. A lot of passionate, smart, determined, multitasker, detail-oriented, and moms are prone to burnout. Without COVID, in a standard year, 1 in 3 moms, working moms, and non-working moms are burnout. That's a lot. And why? Why are those? Those are so wonderful quality. Well, it is. When you are passionate and determined, you're really your expectation focus. Expectation, like internal expectation, external expectation. You have this goal, you want to make it, you want to arrive there. Now, the second one is when you are actually smart and detail-oriented, you stay in your brain. You're in your brain, you just it's a quality. That's what makes you, being so detail-oriented. And then when you're a multitasker, what you do is you do. It's this doing versus being. It's like, well, I'm going to get that, I'm going to make it happen. And if it's not plan E, it's going to be plan B and C or D, And the mom, it's the combo, because you at the same time, you know, the multitasker, and then you have like all those expectations to be a good mom and to have your kids performing and all of that. And all those qualities actually make you prone to burnout. So what is really burnout? Here, there are physical symptom, emotional symptom, and then there's like an impact on your performance. Okay, so physical symptom, that's going to be like a headache, stomachache, you know, like this fatigue. And it doesn't matter how much time, you know, you sleep, you just feel fatigue. Or you might have sleeping like teeth grinding kind of issues. That's one physical symptom. Second one is emotional exhaustion. So what does it mean? That means that usually you would let that slide. Usually you would be, oh yeah, it's okay, no biggie. But like here, no, you just get irritable, you know, you get frustrated. And then you kind of alienate yourself against things. And then you're like, oh my God, that's not me. And because you kind of alienate yourself, you're like, okay, you're taking some like emotional distance, like, ooh, and you kind of get numb, like emotionally numb. Like you're taking, you know, like this Saturday, it's beautiful and it's sunny. And usually that's your happy spot. You know, you go on the beach with your family or your significant other and you're having like such a good time. And there you cannot shake it off. You know, you should be smiling, you should be happy, you know that. But instead, yeah, you have this frown, you know, and you can just not feel happy. And then you get even more annoyed with you because you can't feel happy or you can't enjoy it. So, and then there is like the reduced performance. Okay, reduced performance and affect, you know, all your tasks. And when I say task, it's not just work, it's home, it's your family. And then you get hard time focusing and you lose everything and you look at your creativity and then, you know, you feel really bad. You feel really bad and you feel actually shameful. That's what you feel. And then the shame increase it. And it's kind of like a vicious circle and it comes back again. And sometimes it comes by wave and sometimes it just like keeps going deeper and deeper. Usually when it comes by wave, they get closer and closer and then bigger and bigger. And the worst part is that there is such a stigma about it because it's mental. You know, it's like, it's not physical. Look at, you know, in the company, we're there and we're preparing for a project or we have staff meeting. And what do? We do the safety minutes. Okay, so don't sleep, you know, don't fall, but where is the mental aspect to it? How much do we talk about that? Well, look at the number right now. Like 1 woman on 3 was working burnout. What does it tell you? And the worst part too is that because of the stigma, if you say it a lot of time, you could actually be like kind of penalized, or it's like, well, if somebody hurts their back, you know, they hurt their back and we're going to say, oh, it's okay, you know, you're on rest for 2 weeks, we get you off the project, and 2 weeks later your back is good and yeah, you get your projects again. But if you come and you say like you're burned out, people are saying, ooh, oh, she doesn't have the hunt, you know, to do this kind of project, you know, and then you don't get your project back. You don't get those responsibility back. You're weak. Well, here's the deal. You're not weak, actually. If you get out of burnout, you're actually even stronger. So I'm seeing some comment, and yes, there will be actually slides. You can email me and I'll send the slide. And basically, there will be also a recording. So why am I talking to you about burnout right now? Like me, Julie. I'm talking to you about burnout because I know exactly what it is to burn out, because I've done it. See, and the best way to know something is to do it. And because I'm smart and I'm, you know, very detail focused and all of that, I did it and I did it well, you know, all the way. And I crashed. And then I was like, no, that's not. How is it that I did not see it? How is it that, I went all the way down when I'm supposed to be like smart and focused, and I always getting down? And I decided that that was it. That's what I was going to do. I was going to help other women to actually either not get there or get out of it. So I want to talk to you about my path. And the key thing is the difference between what it looks like and what it feels like. So if you are looking here, that's what it looked like. Okay, I came here in the US after a bachelor degree in France in environmental engineering, civil engineering. And I didn't even speak English, like I didn't understand. So I was there and I traveled and I started knocking on the door at the university in the US saying, hey, I need a job. Can you, I want to learn. Knocking at all those doors, and I didn't even speak English. So what I was doing is like, you would cross me in the corridor and you would say, hey, how are you doing? And I would look at you like with big eyes and I would have told you, I'm not doing anything. And then after the afternoon, I would go back and I would look at, PBS Kids and look at Bonnie the Purple Dinosaur to actually learn English. That's what I did. Well, I got my master with a 4.0 GPA and Holy Honor Society. And then I worked for the university. Then I actually decided I wanted to be more hands-on and, work for consulting. I did that. And then after doing the consulting, I wanted something, like more leading people. I really enjoyed the teamwork and like helping others. And so I went and I created like being like a division manager for a city, and I created everything from the ground up, And then I wanted something even more impactful, went like to a big company. I'm thinking, ooh, big company, big money, big, big effect. And so I worked with Boeing, and I was there, I was a team leader, and I really and I got my kid, which is wonderful, Emily. And she's awesome. And then I got my big house, and then after I was like, hi, but I want to meet, a difference really with people, and I started, coaching on the side, And then I still wanted to make a bigger difference. So I wanted to get like in the PD department at Boeing, because they have the money and they can make the difference, and they do the cool project, like the one with on the airplane with like the biofuel and the noise reduction with those big engine data. So that's what it looked like. Now, what it felt like. After the university, I was there and I was working in consulting, and it was like, oh my God, I should already, have my license. Why don't I have my license right now? And I should have a higher salary, I should have more opportunity. Why am I not a project manager or consider for one? Oh, and then it gets bigger, it's like, oh, but I'm not making a big difference. Like, how can I do that? And then, oh, I should have, why did I get laid off? For economical reason. I should have not. Why me? I should have. And then I should make more difference. A little city doesn't make enough difference. Then I arrived at Boeing. It's always like doing, because, I was trying so hard to make a difference and to make it happen. And if I was doing, I felt like I would find my purpose. I would find it somewhere there. This peace internally. But instead, like it was like what I had to show outside and what I had to, what I was living, what I was feeling. And it was completely splitting like that. And it arrived to where I'm there and I'm in this big company. I get this, really nice position leading people. And I am exhausted. I'm there in the morning and I got I call that the 5 minutes. I arrive in front of the building and I look at this building and in my car, and I'm finding any excuse to stay 5 more minutes in my car. It's like, okay, I can do it. I can, but one more music, one more song, one more podcast. Oh, I need to finish that. And then after it went bigger and bigger. And then I got divorced. And then I was like, oh, but you know, I need to find a way, and started coaching, you know, too, thinking it was, you know, a way, you know. And then I ended up in the emergency room with pain in my chest. And this night I was there, and I took a paper and I wrote a letter to my daughter. I wrote a letter to my daughter because I had this pain in my chest, and I had no idea if in the morning I was going to be there. And I did it well. I continue, you know, even if I had all of that, I continue. I took medication, and I crashed. I completely crashed, you know, with PTSD and depression. And it's not my brain who told me stop. It's my body who told me stop. It just said, stop. And that was my burnout. That's why I'm here today, to talk to you about burnout. So I want to know where you are at. And I want to know, so just take a 30-second there, you know, and look at this and just answer this question. You know, do you feel like you're not getting what you want in life? Are you emotionally numb? Feel that out. The important part is that we know where you are at. If we know where you are at, then we can find the path. But everything starts with acknowledging, where are you at? Okay, so you took 30 seconds. I think I'm hoping everybody give me a thumbs up or something. So if you get like 3 to 4 of those, sometimes you're really on your way to burnout. You might be already there. If you get 2 of the often, you're totally there. It's like really this feeling, you know, between like where you have to like smile on the outside and you're dying on the inside. That's right there. And it is not just work, because burnout is chronic. And when you have it at work, you have it at home. When you have it at home, you have it at work. You don't check it off. It's not a mood. Okay, so a little chat there. Tell me, why do you think we actually do burnout? I'm waiting for you. What do you think it is that makes us burn out? Unrealistic expectation? Yeah. Social expectation? Yes. Perfection. Overcoming poor boundary. But then what is interesting is that, you know, I see some stress, a lot of stress, not celebrating. Yes. The merit culture, that's very good. And lack of hope. It's trying to be there for the other, what everybody needs, having your cap. But what is interesting, those create a lot of stress, is that we actually like a workload. So actually the workload will create the stress. But why is it that some people have all those stress and they don't burn out? Very important, the lack of support, by the way. Thank you, Sarah. So we do burn out because we disconnect. We disconnect from our emotion and our body. So here's what happened. You have 3 elements to it. You have the expectation, and you like totally got that there on the chat. And then you ignore your core value. That's one. Step 1. Second one is you ignore it and then you suppress the emotion. And the third one is, what do you do with the emotion that was there, you know? Then they get stored in your body. That's why it's your body who is crashing down. So let's look at what we need to do to get out of burnout. The same way, 3 steps. It doesn't matter if you want to avoid it, you're not there yet, or if you're there and you want to get out of it. You have 3 steps. 1, honoring your core value. We'll go through that. Emotion self-awareness. What is your emotion? What is it telling you? That's the second. And then when those emotions happen, how do you close them? So let's first go with core value, and I'll give you a couple of exercises, and that's gonna help. So do you know what core value are? The core value, it's like what makes your essence, what makes you you. Like if you think about it, like it's a bubble, you know, and it's you, it's the way you shine. You know, it's not about being a mom or being an engineer. It's not that. It's about what sometimes, you know, you see people, let's go there, and they come in a room and they are totally shining. And you're like, oh my God. And it's not like an authority kind of thing. It's just like they're really on the space. They're where they should be. Well, those people live by their core value. That's what is making them shine and feel strong. And actually other people are kind of attracted to that. So to give you an example, my core values, they are kindness, respect, deep connection, trust, and freedom. And so when I am a coach, I'm like totally living by my core values. So I want to take just a little exercise. Okay, so go, I'm sure you have like little paper or your phone, you want to type it or just think about it. But in order to like figure out which one are your core value, do that. In 20 to 30 years from now, a close friend is going to go to a speech and they're going to talk about you and they're going to know you. So kind of, what would you like to be said? I'll give you like 1 or 2 minutes to do that. So just take your time. I'm just going to take a little drink at the same time. And let's see, in 20 to 30 years from now, what would you like to be said? You don't have to share it. Sometimes this is very personal. So you don't have to share it. I know some people like sharing. So you can just keep it on your little pads for you. It doesn't have to meet like any expectation on any normalcy or anything. You know, it's just you there. So think about it like, I like to think about it like, you know, at our core, it's like we have a bubble. It's like our core bubble. And so let's say so let's call it like, use my daughter and say like, you know, if for her it would be like bubble Emily. and when those core values are respected, then she just really shine. You know, you can see like this bubble around her. It's like powerful and it's like shining. And then when your core value are trampled, then that's when you get like really like strong emotion, and then you can think about a pancake like on the side. It's not a bubble anymore. As long as you are living per your values, your core value, you're always gonna feel, you know, purposeful and happy and centered and grounded. So this is like a little tiny exercise, and what happens when you do that, what happens is that you are gonna, you know, like leave all the expectations that are short term about work, about things, and you're just gonna focus on your core value when you do this little exercise. And a couple of them are gonna be like really easy to get. like love, integrity, joy, you're very aware of them. And these are the ones that are going to show up when you do this exercise. So other core value, they're there all the time, but it's kind of, and you really need them, but it's kind of here. It's like it's there all the time. You're breathing it, but you're not even aware it's there. So what I recommend is actually go on this website after, this week, something like that, and follow the instruction. It's a step-by-step process. It takes like a couple of hours, 1 to 2 hours, depending on how fast you go. And it's really gonna make you think deeply and figuring out this list of 4, 5 core values that are really your essence. So once you have your core value, either with the little exercise, 20, 30 years, or the longer exercise that I'm showing you the link to, what you do is you rate it. You rate how much you're honoring your core value. You rate it. Like, so here I took mine. Say, well, kindness, how much do I rate it? And, and what happen is some of them are going to be much lower than others. And you're going to know that. And so through the week, like after you've done that, identify your core value, just have this awareness, have this awareness. I say, oh, something is really making me mad. I say, oh, which core value am I stepping on? What is happening? Those core value, they're also the base for your boundaries. So what happened is that this base, I don't know why somebody is actually drawing on the slide. This base is actually help you gonna build those boundaries when you are at home and you want to create like those safe place, or like you're getting like very, frustrated and you don't know where to say no. Once you know where are your core value and then you identify your emotion, your boundary just come naturally. So now that we have the core value, we are looking at the self-awareness. So here is how they work together. First of all, we have the core value. And the core value, they're kind of like your center, and what they create is they create your compass. It's like your inner compass. And how this compass get expressed, it's by your emotion. So what we learn a lot is that when we grow up, we learn to ignore our emotion because, you're getting angry, oh, that's not good. You should not get angry. We don't get angry, or like, oh, you have to just go and do that. Oh yeah, I'm getting requests to erase. I just don't know how to do that. So how do I do that? No? Any direction? Co-host, host who would be willing to actually erase that? I would appreciate it.
Yeah, Julie, I don't know if...
I'm working on it, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll continue then. Thank you, I appreciate it. So we go back to the core value, and that's your internal compass. So what happened is that when your emotions are coming up, oops, apparently we missed that too. Wait, let me get that. There we go. What your emotions are coming up here, they're telling you which direction to go. Thank you for erasing. And what happened is that if you suppress those negative emotions, because, oh, I should not feel angry and I should not feel joy, or, I'm not I'm not scared, or I'm not guilty. When you suppress that, you actually suppress everything. It's not just like suppressing one side and not another. When you suppress emotion, you suppress everything. You suppress your compass. And what happened, and then life happens, because life is what happened when you were planning something else. So you're there in the middle of this maze and you don't have your compass because you got, really conditioned to ignore it. As much as work, you don't want to get frustrated at a client. Then at home, don't want to show a bad example for your kids. And so you're in the middle of this little maze and you don't have your compass. And now there's COVID, so now you're in the middle of the maze and you're blindfolded. And actually, you're in the middle of the maze, you are blindfolded, and the walls or the edge are moving. So what do you do? So usually when you're in the middle of the maze and you're blindfolded, you get your brain and it created some pattern to just compensate, to make you like, you got that. So it might be, like doing, it might be looking for a new job. It might be so when it gets so overwhelming that you're going to your pantry and you're going for the chocolates, or binging on TV, going on social media. Okay, there's one, I see everybody doing that right now. It's like, there's this, like emotion or overload or coming and they pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and then go on the first, the first app. Ooh, email. Do I have any email? Do you have and then they go on LinkedIn and Facebook. And you know what? Right after they're done, they go back on the email. Did anything change in the last 30 seconds? No, nothing changed. What is happening is your brain is going in this pattern. You're staying in your brain. And it's like, go, 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 go. And it does not allow you anymore to go to the emotion and what is happening and to learn from it. Because you're on automatic. So here, that's the way our brain is wired. So you look at it's the first neuron, and then it's sending the information. The information in this case is the emotion. And emotion is energy on motion. It's moving in your body. It's going in the body, the whole body. So that's why we say, I have a gut feeling about that. Because your emotions are in your body. Oh, when we are in love or infatuated with someone, it's coming from our heart. And when we're super stressed out, it's on our shoulder. That's our body. But if we're staying in the brain, we're there, binging on TV and, social media and getting another glass of wine, you go, oh my God. Well, what we need to do in order to re-access to our emotion and actually being smart and our intuition is to stop just a little bit, just enough. So instead of going here to the brain, like going on this pattern, we go to like the self-awareness. And it's difficult. Do you know why? Because you're wired. You're wired this way right now. And I'm not kidding. It's actually really wiring in your brain. There's like a lot of progress now in neuroscience, and that's what they show. You have to actually create some new pathway or some bigger pathway, because right now the one going to like the pattern to the brain and going like do or Redfin or social media is kind of like a highway. It's like super big. The information come like overwhelming. Whoosh. And the one that says, stay with the emotion, get emotional awareness of what is going on, because this is going to teach me the right way to handle that, is tiny. It's like this little dirt trail on the side. So we have to do 2 exercises. One, which I'm going to do with you right now, which is called On the Go. which is gonna basically make you stop. Like, I'm taking a break, so I'm not going in the pattern, you know, like I'm just taking a breather. And then it's gonna help you to actually sit with the emotion and learn from it. So let's do this little exercise. I don't know if you can see me or making me a little bit bigger just for this one. And so here it is. It just takes, honestly, 2 minutes. And since it's a muscle or like a rewiring, think about it as a muscle, you need to practice it. You have to do it daily. Well, you don't have to, you know, we're not perfect. You try to do it. It's super easy. You can actually do it with your kids around. You can do it, you know, when you're taking this little like coffee break, you know, you're putting the microwave on 2 minutes and you start and you rub 2 fingers together like that until you feel the ridge. You can do it with 2 hands and you can do it with 1 hand like that. And you just focus all your attention. The best way to do it is you close your eyes and you just focus on the touch and the sense and the feeling and what it feels like. Physical sensation. Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it rough? Is it smooth? And when you feel your brain, you're actually getting out of it and then you're going to your body. That's what we want, this feeling of like suddenly all your sense on some of your attention, of focus on your senses. Once you've done that, then you take the finger of 1 hand and you actually go down to your palm and you do the same. And you do that when you still have your eyes closed. It helps. You can do it with the eyes open. You can totally do that. But I feel like it helps a lot. And you just feel like, what am I feeling? Is it tingly? Is it hard? Is it concave? Is it flat? And you just do that for 2 minutes. Then when you do that, what you do is you bring all your awareness and you stop the brain that was going go, 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 go. And you have to go back to your body. And then go back to your body, then you go to your breathing. And you go to your breathing, but not there. You know, a lot of people will say, well, focus on your breathing. And they go to their nose. Well, you're still in your brain area. So when you go to your breathing, you go to your belly. And you're focusing on your breathing. And you close your eyes. And then you actually can feel your belly going up and down. And up and down. So now you focus on your hand, on your body. You're focusing on your belly. And when thoughts come, you just push them away. They're going to come, they're going to, you know, and it's okay. You just push them gently on the side. That's going to stop your brain from using the big highway to the pattern. And so do this, you know, whenever you can find a chance. I'm telling you, like, just what is it that you like doing? You know, is it when you take your dog out or when you go get your tea? And the more you're going to do that, the more the wiring is going to happen in your brain. The important part is to focus on your senses and get away from the brain and the go, go, go. Okay, yes, totally. So it's just basically I use the tip of my finger here, so where it's like really sensitive, And I go down like that, and I just basically kind of touch my palm. It doesn't matter. Do the movement that feel natural. It's just the important part is for you to really focus your attention on the touching and what it feels like. Get back to this contact with your body. You're welcome, Elia. So once you're there, and then once you're gonna build this muscle, then what do you do with those emotions? How do you activate your compass? It's simple. There's 3 steps again. I'm project manager, so I like things simple, organized. Identify, learn, validate. The first one, identify. Okay, I am feeling so frustrated right now. That's why I went to my, to my phone and started like turning on all the app. Oh, okay. So frustration, identify. Good. Well, learn. Well, what does this frustration tell me? Well, frustration usually it's like right the boundary between like feeling okay, feeling good, and then kind of negative, where like your energy gets synced down. So what is it telling me? Oh, actually, it's telling me that either I can ask for help, or I should do it another way. I'm learning for the emotion. And then you validate, you take action. Which action? Okay, well, I think I'm just going to ask. I'm going to ask some help. And it's as simple as, you're doing the dishes and you realize you're feeling frustrated. And they say, hey, hey, can you come and help me dry it? Or it can be during a business meeting and you're there and you're like, oh my God, you're losing your focus. By doing this break, you have to think it as, it's not a loss of time. A lot of people tell me, well, I don't have time to do that. Do you know how many tasks I have for my day? Hey, I know that, but think about it like NASCAR, like those cars that just go like on full speed. Well, they're going full speed, and guess what they're doing in the middle? They're stopping, complete stop. They change the tire. Why are they doing that? Because when they change the tire, then they can go as fast as they want after. They're not going to lose speed. So think about that like you're changing your tire, and then after you're going to get so much more in control that you're not going to send, by accident this email that you should not have, and you're going to lose like 2 to 3 hours on fixing that. Or you're not going to get like mad at somebody and then, or lose your focus. So 2 minutes. And then when it's really big emotion, then just like the 3 steps, identify, learn, validate. That's it. That's it. So now, well, what happened with those emotions that we're creating? They're actually in our body. And what happened, that's what drained us. Like when I was telling you the burnout is not your brain. It's your body feeling you. It's like, stop. Because an emotion, when it gets created, it has a beginning, like a stressor, a middle, and an end. An emotion is energy in motion in your body, going through like your neurons and your system. And it's, it because like when people have a heart attack, suddenly it's a lot of stress coming in the heart. Well, it's happening in whole your system, in your body, in your lungs, in your muscle, this energy is there. So once you have this energy going, kind of like a river, and you stop it, it stays in your body. It doesn't dissipate like it should. And that's when, then you get so drained. Like even if you sleep well and you're still drained. So if you don't close your emotion, what happens is this feeling, this emptiness, and we are going by the assumption that, okay, the stressor is gone, so then the emotion should be gone. And that's not correct. So let's put it this way. You're walking in the street and somebody is really rude with you. And oh my God, you're feeling really frustrated and mad and perhaps scared. And you have those emotions that are coming in. And then, you just go home and you're like, okay, well, the stressor is gone. Your brain knows that this person that, made you so mad or aggravated is gone. So your brain knows. Problem is the energy and the emotion is in your body. And your body doesn't speak the same language as your brain. So what you need to do is to be able to tell your body in body language, the stressor is gone and you are safe. And if you don't do that, it stays on your shoulder. So I know we're at 1 hour right now. So if you want, I can send you the file, and it's just a little bit longer. We're almost there. But you're welcome to stay with me if you want. So in order to close, the emotion in your body, here's what you can do. And it's simple. Again, you just need to do it. And it can be very short. Physical activity, definitely. You go run or go to walk or swimming, whatever it is. Now, it's not always as easy with COVID. So another one, positive social interaction. Not easy with COVID. I get that. Third one, laughter. Like, I'm not talking a little laugh. I'm talking you're laughing your butt off. Like big belly laugh. That's gonna tell your body you're safe. And then all those emotions that stay and that really drains you, they're gonna basically be closed and not do it anymore and disappear. Affection, a big hug, a kiss. So, but that's actually a good example to just help you figure out what is happening in your body when you're closing the emotion. If you're giving a long hug, like a 20-second kind of hug, what is happening is that suddenly you can feel your body relax. And it's not like a hug where you're like leaning on the person. It's like both people are standing next to each other, like holding their space and hugging. And it's 20 seconds. And suddenly you're going to feel the body just going and relax. A long kiss, if you're kissing your significant other, 6 seconds, like where you really want to be there. And suddenly you feel like all your brain going like on, your feelings. Your body is going to go and you're going to be like telling him that's safe. Big cry. Take your, like very sad movie and just go for it, bowling. That does it. And the last one, which I do a lot, is creative expression. So I don't know what it is for you. Do you like to do yoga? Do you like taking picture? Do you like painting? Pick, choose. But if you do that, all this, like exhaustion disappear because you're telling your brain they're safe. So that's it. In a nutshell, if you're really looking at it, basically emotion exists to help us. They are our guide. We don't just suppress them, we learn from them. We get our internal compass. If you are following your internal compass, you're always going to be finding yourself in a place where you feel grounded and you feel good and you're getting opportunities because people can see it. You're where you should be. And then the faster, way to happiness is listening to those. So you got it. But the thing is, you have to practice. You got all the tools, those three things, core value and the self-awareness and the closing the emotion. But you have to practice every day. And what it means is it's not long. I got you the exercise, the 3-step or the break. The one on core value is a little bit longer, but it's a one-time thing, and your core value are never going to change during your life. So what I would advise is here, you're going to be in the middle of this maze, and you know what is the easiest way to get out of the maze when you're blindfolded and everything is moving? Is to have help, a support person that is outside of the maze and can help you. But in order to be the support person, they can't judge you. They can't tell you, oh, you're too sensitive. Oh, you should be happy. You should know. So find yourself a person that can support you. When you have support and accountability, the results are multiplied by 500 improvement, percent improvement. It's proven by research. So you have all the tool, get support. That's what I do as a coach. I support my clients this way. So I'm right there with you. And I know how important it is. So here's something that I'm asking you, a call for action. If you need help, you can register. I'm doing a lottery where I'm going to be offering a 2-hour individual coaching session. Just shoot me an email. You got my email there. And you just put, lottery. And by the end of the week, the 30th, I'll tell you who got that. And if you have any question at all, about resource that I use or tool, or just don't hesitate, send me an email and I will answer every one of them. So here are a little bit of resource. You're going to receive that in your email. I got Emily confirmed that about the exercise for core value, some publication that are really good, and a podcast. If you're into podcasts, this is a really good podcast that was done by Brené Brown, and she interviewed Emily and Amelia Nagoski. Really recommend it. Some books from Pema Chaldron and Brené Brown. And I know we're over time. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, you being here and learning.
Julie, that was wonderful. And I'm so grateful for the folks that were able to stay on. And I know some folks joined late. So just as a note, we will be again sending out these resources and have recorded this presentation. I believe we are setting up a YouTube channel to post our recordings. So those can be reviewed and shared with others. So thank you, Julie, so much again. And we hope to have potentially a follow-up event on the sort of topic of creating a support system. So look for more to come on the topic of burnout. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Julie.